Hello guys, as you know, one of our tasks is making sentences or narrating the story according to these pictures. I want to commence the process by giving some explanation about the first picture. According to this picture, it is depicting that actually Karen was a poor girl. She had many financial problems. She was living with her mother, and she didn't have enough money to buy shoes for herself. One day she was crossing in the street or in the jungle, and on the pavement she saw actually a pair of red shoes. They really catched her attention, and this picture is showing this story. In this picture we can see that the mother was pugnacious and disappointed. You know why? Because she believed that it is not justifiable or acceptable to take everything on the road because you're dealing with or coping with poverty. So she asked Karen not to take the red shoes on the road. Karen's mother was suffering from a disease. So after a couple of days or a couple of months, actually, she passed away, or let's say kicked the bucket. In the funeral ceremony, Karen was wearing the red shoes, irrespective of what her mother believed in, and it was bizarre and strange in the eyes of others. There was an old lady in the funeral ceremony. She made the decision to adopt Karen as her girl because she realized that Karen was an orphan girl. In this picture, the old lady was asking her to take off the red shoes because it was not acceptable in the policy of the old lady as well, similar to other people. So what? Karen is angry, she's not satisfied, she's not cheerful, and she's sorrowful. What the reason is, the old lady tried to purchase some new clothes for her, but she wasn't satisfied with new, let's say, blue shoes, because she had a, let's say, insatiable appetite for red shoes, and that was the reason, and she wasn't happy.
Okay, in this picture, you can see that Karen grew up enough, and she was like an angel, and I think that they had an argument together because the old lady was preparing some food for the girl, and she wasn't interested about the food, and she asked for something else. And that was a start of, let's say, being stubborn, and the old lady just tried to make another food for Karen.
Okay, at the end of the day, they were invited to the funeral, and Karen wanted to wear these red shoes, but the old woman didn't want her to wear those red shoes because she believed that it's not respectful for wearing red shiny shoes in funeral. But she hide them, and she came to the funeral with red shoes. But when time passed, other people just whispering about a young girl which wear the red shoes, and the old woman just noticed that the girl has worn the...
In this picture, you can see that in the funeral ceremony that they participated, there was a soldier, and he realized that there was a dispute, or let's say argument between Karen and her mother. And actually, because he realized that Karen was a stubborn girl, she touched the red shoes, and he whispered towards the red shoes to start dancing. And afterwards there was a let's say strange or bizarre happening because they started dancing without any hesitation.
The girl started to dance, and she couldn't stop it, and she continued to dance more and more overnight even, and the shoes take the girl to the jungle and to the bushes, and the girl was very tired and couldn't resist this situation anymore. She hurt, and she was so tired, and once he took off the shoes and just jumped out of the shoes and came back.
The nice point is in this picture is that the red shoes couldn't stop dancing because the soldiers, the old soldier actually whispered into the shoes, and also it patted it, or let's say touched the shoes, and that was the
As you see, because of long dancing time, the feet of the girl is injured and it's swelled. And
okay, Karen. After the story, after dancing for a long time and taking off the red shoes, he started going back to home, or returning home, and it was interesting that the red shoes were following the girl, Karen, because of the secret behind it, because this old soldier stopped actually.
Okay, after that, the girl came back to the home. She prayed to the God, and she was she wants forgiveness, and because she find out that how stubborn she was in the past, and she promised that not to be any stubborn in later.
Okay, in this picture we can see that the old soldier again appeared in the scene. He realized that, and he noticed that the girl, Karen, was regretful because of his behavior, and he actually, let's say, neutralized the secret behind the shoes, and and I think afterwards the shoes stopped dancing.
Yes. After that, the old soldier just neutralized the magic behind the red shoes. The red shoes just disappeared and stopped from being dancing.